happy Tuesday morning sa tanan. Welcome to another episode of Open Line News Media Forum, where all lines are open to discuss relevant and current issues in governance, business, economics, infrastructure, tourism, and many others. Once again, my name is Andrea Patania Matthew, one of your hosts and moderators for this forum. And of course, joining me as my co-host and co-moderator is no other than Mr. Eric Espina, who will also do the honors of introducing our respected guests for today.
Thank you very much, partner. Good morning to everybody. Naghantang guest karon, so we will just proceed right away. We're very fortunate to have Engineer Allan Alfon, who's the President and General Manager of CCLEX. And then to his left, we have the Assistant Chief, Cebu City DRRMO, Harold Alcontin. And then to my right is Ms. Riza Hernandez, Chief Recovery and Rehab Management Section, OCD 7. And to the farthest right is Engineer Rhafael Luche, Operations Officer, OCD 7. So, maing buntag kaninyo tanan.
We'd also like to acknowledge our other representatives from the Cebu Cordova Link Expressway Corporation. Daghan kayong salamat for also joining us this morning. We also have our friends from OCD and our friends from the CCDRRMO and labaw sa tanan atong mga kauban sa buhat sa media industry dinhi sa Cebu. Alright, so di na nato dugay-dugayon pa kay ubay-ubay gyud atong mga hisgutan nga mga topics karong buntaga. Atong sugdan kang Engineer Allan Alfon. Mga itag updates, but before that siguro Engineer, atong tan-awon ang inyuhang EVP nga inyong giandam alang kanatong tanan to give us more insights and context about the different updates that Engineer Alfon will be discussing with us this morning. So I'd like to invite everyone to kindly direct your attention to our LCD screen in front, and let's all watch this video.
The Cebuanos will feel proud of this iconic bridge.
So every time the nature of the bridge and how it looks. The main feature is the stay cable bridge. It has a main span of 390 meters and pylons which are 145 meters high. We have a 5-kilometer winding road through to meeting the Cordova interchange. We've got just about 2,000 people working here, and the majority are locals.
We're very thrilled about CCLEX coming in, and with them already coming in, it really complements the entire setup of SRP. It brings in the foot traffic, it brings in the investors, it also makes it easier for SMC side, Il Curso, and New Start to develop as a whole.
This is one of our pride to have the third bridge. Accessibility is one of the things that as a mall developer, we really need to be accessible to our market, and definitely this is a game changer for all of us.
I'm excited about the bridge. I believe it has a lot of potential to improve the livelihood of the people in our area here. The bridge will be great for the teachers who will be coming from or who live in the area there in Talisay, because they don't have to travel very far. They're going to have more time to spend with their families.
The CCLEX, or what is commonly called by many the third bridge, is to me a very important infrastructure project that will help not only the airport but the whole province of Cebu and even the whole of Region 7. Whether they're going to the airport, whether they have business to transact, whether or not they're going to work, or whether they're going to all the different beaches and attractions.
For one, it's going to be a new icon for Cebu. There's going to be an ease of transport. It's going to give a lot more chances for Cebuanos to be partner drivers because it opens up new locations, more chances for drivers to be part of Lala Move and give them livelihood.
The bridge is really a big help for us in tourism. Infrastructure is very important. To match our international airport, we must have world-class infrastructure as well. There's something romantic about bridges, and I think we should include the third bridge in all our posters and in all our campaigns, and we are doing that already.
It's going to be very good for our guests. We're looking at more guests going to Be Resort Mactan. CCLEX played a huge part in our decision to launch our fourth condominium project in Cordova.
Personally, I feel like the biggest benefit that the CCLEX bridge can give to me and my family is just the time that it takes to travel around. So it would be easier to enjoy the beaches of Mactan, to spend time with family anywhere around Cebu without having to spend a lot of time in traffic.
It is now a landmark of the Cebu skyline, visible from all the surroundings. And I believe there will be a strong connection between the people and the bridge, reinforced by the 8 crosses that are topping the pylons. They will be lighting every night, and they will represent the faith of the Cebuanos.
A bridge like our very beautiful CCLEX means more than just a crossing across an obstacle. It connects communities, it connects cultures, it connects people, and of course, it connects relationships. I'm very proud to say that it has inspired a lot of new businesses coming into SRP in the Cebu City side, and of course in the municipality of Cordova. I'm very proud that CCLEX is starting to make a difference.
This time, ato ng pangayuan og recent updates sa Engineer Allan Alfon, especially now that we're starting to transition to full RFID. Kaysa inyong mahinumduman, we started with transactions through cash alone. Kamusta atong transition, Engineer Allan?
Yeah, before sa tanan, may buntag sa atong tanan, no? Especially sa atong host, sila si Andy, and of course my boss, si Mr. Eric Espina, and to my colleagues here in the panel, no. I know a lot of our friends here in the media, sila si Choi, sila si Jojo, of course si Sir Herrera, may buntag sa atong tanan. Firstly, magpasalamat usad ay ko sa Open Line Forum nila ni Andy sa kaning higayon nga gihatag sa atoa para maka-update sadta sa atong medyo kanang gitawag na tog iconic, no, engineering marvel nga naa sa atong province of Cebu. Invitations like this are always welcome by CCLEX or CCLEX. When I say CCLEX, that's the corporation that's managing CCLEX right now, no. So invitations like this are always welcome para we can update our motorists, of course our televiewers and our viewers karon sa Open Line Forum, no? So, about the question or about the query by Andy on the transition from cash to cashless, medyo marang-arang yun ang uptake sa atong RFID system, no? As a matter of fact, as of yesterday, naanat tayo mga almost 90,000 nagpa-register sa atong RFID. And then out of that 90,000 nga registered, about 70,000 na ang nakapabutang og sticker o katong RFID card, no. So hopefully in the coming months mas mo increase na ang atong registration o atong motorist nga maka-avail gyud sa RFID. Kani magong RFID is a cashless system of paying our toll, no? Well, it's fast, it's convenient, and of course, it's safer, probably. Hoping na ang COVID mawala na gyud siya. But lesser ang transactions ba? So with that, we will always encourage our motorists now and present to really have their units registered, get their cards, get their stickers, and later on, there will be a what we call an application that our company has developed, which we call MPT Drive Hub, which will provide more convenience and to our motorists later on once they access our very nice Cebu Cordova Link Expressway.
So asang reloading sites ani Engineer Allan sa atong RFID?
Okay, ang atong reloading sites naatak karon sa dito sa atong toll gate, sa atong toll plaza, we have a reloading sites there, Cordova side and Cebu City side. And then on top of our reloading sites, naapod tayo ongoing registration sites in 6 or 5 installations now spread all over the city and some municipalities and cities near Cebu City and Lapu-Lapu. So naatay daghang reloading sites actually.
So far, daghan na ba ang nigamit ani Engineer Allan or murag ang uban mas ni prefer sila to stick to the cash transactions gyud?
Well, ako lang i-highlight, right now kasi the opening of CCLEX is still on a soft opening status. As a matter of fact, when you drive there, while you enjoy the view of both the Cebu City and the mangroves in Cordova,
yes,
you will see that there are still lanes na medyo natay traffic cones, nga one lane lang usa. Kaya napamantay gina-enhance sa atong project, no? While it is basically completed, but it still needs some enhancements. So kanang mga enhancements is basically for the safety of our motorists. So we're confident that once everything is finished, then the uptake of our cashless system of availing of the toll fee by our motorists will substantially increase.
Okay. How about in terms of the volume of vehicles passing the CCLEX every day, Engineer Allan? Did it match your expected number of vehicles prior to the opening and now that it's operational?
Well, right now we're confident that we are near hitting our targets, no? As I said earlier, di pag to ma-hit ang atong target because soft opening pa karon, no? But once you're fully open, definitely we can serve about 30 to 40,000 motorists a day, no? But right now we're hitting 10 to 12,000 daily.
Okay.
That's still the combination of cash and cashless, no? I know for a fact that there are certain concerns that we will be addressing later on with the help of our partners in government. I agree that there are certain choke points.
Yes.
When you exit CCLEX in Cordova, there are some concerns on bottlenecks, no? And I'd like to take this opportunity to really express also our support and appreciation to the new mayor, Honorable Didoy Suan, who is lending full support to that. Well, I'm sure you're aware that there's an ongoing project by DPWH also, the Gabi Coastal Highway. So DPWH together with Mayor Suan are really working hard that this new highway, which is also 4 lanes, should be open to our motorists by end of this month, no? Definitely that will now enhance traffic movement along that certain choke point in Cordova. Well, on top of that, that certain intersection will be provided with traffic lights. So definitely it should improve traffic flow in and out of CCLEX in Cordova Junction.
So far, Engineer Allan, wala pa ba yung mga pasaway nga mga motorista nga mga nangagi sa CCLEX nga ni violate sa atong speed limit?
Well, naasay mga pabadlong gagnagmay. You know, kay iconic lagi and then nice of view if you're there up there. Naasay mga motorista nga nagpadayon gyud og violate, no? May say emergency parkings are really for emergency. But right now, and until now, naakagya po yung mga motorista na itong force o para diha sa mga emergency parking to take photos of, well, the scenic scenes of Cebu City, Cordova. So, ang amo lang instruction sa among patrol is, well, enforce the traffic rules, but try to strike a balance between enforcement and public relations. Kinahanglan pa man karon kay bago pala kita. But once we get the full deputation or deputization by the Land Transportation Office, then we are obligated really to enforce traffic rules 100%. Definitely that will come in due time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nalong ko'y gustong ipangutana, no? Kanibang, would it help public service in terms of the conveying public if there is also a counterpart project that will also be created going towards the airport area? Kay para ang volume sa mga tao mo gamit sa CCLEX pod mo taas. And is that down the road, and how many years away is that?
Well, thank you for that query, no, Sir Eric, no. Well, for one, the ongoing Gabi Coastal Highway should help motorists coming from the south of Cebu City or south of Cebu Province going to the airport. Though it needs to pass by Agus, Maribago, then turn left towards the airport, no. It is not what we call the shortest distance, but it could be the best or the better option for now. But I'm sure we are fully aware, and it's all over the media, that to the initiative of Mayor Chan in Lapu-Lapu City, it's good to know that he was able to come up with a joint venture agreement with another party. Sorry, I just cannot recall the name of that group, no? They recently signed a joint venture to construct that they call the Lapu-Lapu Expressway.
Yes.
I know Francis Chua is there, and then there's Charlie Gonzalez, I believe, no? So that project's very nice. As a matter of fact, we're very supportive that this project should be started as soon as possible so that it can help motorists coming from the province going to the airport through CCLEX. Definitely, that's a project that we all look forward to.
I'll ask this of you. If you look at the serviceability of the CCLEX in terms of projecting this towards maybe the next 5 or 10 years, how do you see the density levels as they continue to increase, number of motorists, and how will this affect in terms of the traveling time?
Yeah, Sir Eric, no? Of course, we also have our own projections on the natural market growth of vehicles that will come in the next 5 years, no? That's the reason why we ensured that we were able to design a bridge that can service the requirements of our motorists in the next 50 years. Of course, it also includes certain expansions and linkages by government. For example, it's very laudable that the Department of Public Works and Highways have recently started their own link towards our CCLEX, which should improve traffic flow in southward properties. The construction of the roundabout, no, I believe it's a 4 or 5 lane roundabout that will ease traffic coming from the Mactan or coming from the islands of Mactan towards Cebu City. So if your route is towards the central business district of Cebu City, then probably by the time you don't need to drive as far as the U-turn slot in Talisay City. And
Yes.
siguro, I'm sure by the time the Lapu-Lapu Expressway of the initiative of Honorable Chan together with the concessionaire, sila si Francis, should be there already to serve all of us.
I have to ask this question, and I hope you don't mind this, because the bridge is really very iconic. And as is always the phenomenon when you have a very iconic bridge, and this is what has happened to the 2 other previous bridges, and I'm sure the media would like to know the answer to this question that I'm about to ask. How do we prevent individuals, who are depressed. And you know what you know where I'm going, no? Yeah. Because it's an iconic bridge. It happens in the Golden Gate. It has happened in the other two bridges. So, nanabay nangunay, nanabay nadakpan. Hopefully, wala pa, no? Okay.
Yeah. Well, Sir Eric Purabuyag, wala pa'y nadakpan, wala pa'y ni attempt sa CCLEX, no? Kalois Ginoo, wala pa gyud, simbako. But we already are putting and completing as part of our enhancements sa atong bridge in terms of safety and security. Naatay CCTV every 2 kilometers on both sides, which can be viewed from our toll operation center. So it's being the toll operation center is operational 24/7. So any time of the day, any time of the night, since it's well lighted, makita nato og simbakog na ay mga depressive people wanting to take out their depression, no? Naasad tay atong patrol is also there 24/7. Wala sila ilang ginabuhat except to really make the loops 24/7 para magbantay aning mga simbako mga tao ba. But for now, wala pa man gyud ta mo allow og pedestrians or even bikers, no, because we are still part of our enhancement is the completion of our almost 2-meter lane exclusively for bikers, runners, pedestrians, no. So once that's open, probably early August or late this month, then our patrol will have to devote more of their time in those areas. Plus, of course, our CCTV, which are installed every 2 kilometers and viewed by our toll operators at our toll operation center 24/7.
Speaking of full-time nga patrol, Engineer Allan, just for the record, bawal ba gyud magpa-picture? Kay I've read nga murag you're considering it because na-mention man sa gyud ni DOTRD7 Shalimar Tamano nga it should really be part of one of the things that we are promoting here in Region 7. Nakabasa man ko sa GC, sa Homeowners Association, Engineer Allan ba, na nagipang offer nga mga package. Mga photography sessions sa CCLEX, you can either choose sunrise or sunset per head. So are you aware of this? Nga naanay mga packages nga gipang offer nga picturean ka dito sa CCLEX and pwede ba gyud ba kaha magpa-picture?
Well, firstly, it's nice to know that there are receptions like that, no? It just goes to show that CCLEX is really creating something for the Cebuanos, no? But definitely, it's not allowed. And we don't have any, we never accredited those packages that is being, it's coming out in the public, no? I'd like to clarify that we are not allowing, and it is not, we never accredited those packages. So what we can do actually, based on the suggestions of our DOT Tourism Secretary is, we are now planning, or it's on the drawing table already, on a possible location of a visita center. So that location will definitely be outside of our carriageways, outside of the lanes where our motorists would access, no? So if you notice, once you get down the main structure, there are open areas on both sides of that alignment. So this is where we can put up a visita center, a nice platform where good photo angles can be taken towards Cebu City or Cordova. So this is something that we're looking at.
Okay.
But again, I'd like to address and I'd like to clarify that packages that is being brought out to the public, that they're offering photo packages. Definitely, we cannot allow that for safety reasons.
All right.
Now turning to our other guests.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, we have three guests who can answer these questions. Bahala na mo kisay mo una ninyo tubag kay tulusan din kabot nga pangutana. First thing is it is supposed to be Disaster Resilience Month today. So what does that entail? That's number one. Number two, we are, a country which has been ravaged by typhoons and disaster. in short, what I'm saying is we should be already experts in disaster mitigation, preparedness, etc., etc. Is there any LGU actually nga makaingon nato nga fully prepared din sa Region 7 to really mitigate, fully prepared to address this? And then number 3, would you like a law to be passed nga there were ideas nga ang atong disaster preparedness should be like FEMA sa US nga one-stop shop tanan. So these are the 3 questions. Bahala na hasta si Kuan. Si Harold mutubag po dana kay basi gusto siya mutubag nga no, ang Cebu City is 100% ready. So muna akong tulo ka pangutana. Kinsay mauna ninyo?
Kay maayong buntag kanatong tanan, labi na sa atong nagtan-aw karon no sa atong live nga broadcast. So natay mga kaila po diri from the media no, si Sir Labilia no nagkuana pod no, and may buntag Sir Eric, Miss Andy and engineer may buntag. So karon manggod sa month of July atong gi sa ulog ang kada tuig nato nga National Disaster Resilient Month. So before ni siya nahimong Resilient Month, nahimo ni siyang National Disaster Consciousness Month. So in 2010, by virtue of the Republic Act N121, nahimo siyang resilient, or we do something about para pag-mitigate or even dili man gyud nato siya totally ma-eradicate. So we do something like mitigation no, in order to protect also our constituent labi na sa atong local government unit. So akong hatag unya ni Engineer Rafi ang mga programa nato sa NDRM. But as to the question of Sir Eric nga aduna na ba kunoy LGU nga ready na to respond in any eventualities, actually si Office of Civil Defense being the chairperson of the thematic area of the RRM, the 4 thematic area wherein starting from prevention and mitigation, we have also disaster preparedness, we have this disaster response and operations, as well as disaster rehabilitation and recovery. So for this 4 thematic area, natay 70% no, sa atong 5% nga Dream Fund nga gialat niya diha Sir Eric no, para ilang buhaton sa mga programa no sa ilahang tagsa-tagsa ka local government unit. Diin naapoy 30% para sa response alone no, para adunay kalamidad. So nakita nato nga labi na ang Central Visayas na agyud tay part no nga maigo gyud ta og mga calamity given we have 22 typhoons per year. Then our share for this according to Pag-asa before pa nga ang fourth quarter of the year and the first quarter of the year will be the part of the Central Visayas. So naobserbahan nato si Odette no nga niigo nato ning hatag siya dako kay nga kadaot labi na sa tibuok provinces sa Central Visayas. So katong LGU nga ready, ako lang personal in my personal note nga ang tanang LGU mangyud andam, but given the situation nga overwhelming, so diha sigurong dapita maingon nato nga adunay mga kuan pa no, duna pa sila dapat pa nga pangandaman pa no ni anang dapita kasi utilizing all the funds nga naa nila karon dili man sad kaingon nga walay LGU nga wala maka-access sa ilahang pondo. So diin nakita nato sa tanang programa, diin nakita nato andam sila pinaagi sa pamalit aning mga ekwipo nga ilang gamiton no, labi nag ma-identify nimo ang imong hazard sa imong area. So pagpangandam na diha nga dili gyud na nato pwedeng i-underestimate kay gitagaan man sila og kapasidad no. Si OCD anaaman kanunay nga mohatag og capacity building nila, then utilizing also ang ilahang funds, the 70% for trainings and procurement of equipment, makonsider nato nga tanang LGU no sa Central Visayas is aduna gyud pagpangandam nga ginabuhat. So kung moingon ta nga
nakapasar ba sila?
Nakapasar.
Sa tinuod gyud nga angay
Okay. Sa ngayon gud nga buhaton no, given ang sitwasyon manggod karon Sir Eric no, limited ang resources but adunay tay pundo, kulangan pag yun siya. But ako lang po ning i-share nga sa 5% ang giingon mo gud sa balaod, at least 5%. So kung tan-aw nimo karong nga term nga imo na siyang gigamit ang imong 5% nga tan-aw nimo kulangan, so pwede kang mag-add depende sa gidak-on sa budget sa usa ka local government unit para ma-strengthen pagyud ang ilang pagpangandam.
Klarohon lang nato, dili trabaho sa OCD na, no? Trabaho na sa LGU, no?
Yes.
Also,
Yes, sir.
dili sala sa inyong ahensya, let's say, unprepared ang usa ka LGU. Murag yung nana, no? Also, it's really the call of the LGU kay murag ang ubang LGU gustuhan og emergency purchase. Mas gustuhan sila ng emergency purchase kaysa kanang naana na pahimutang na tanang mga kinahanglan siguro.
Si OCD Mangkod pod, naagid tay gitawag nila kini ilang local dream plan. No, kani local dream plan diin ilatag nila tanan ang ilang mga programs, projects and activities nga ilang pagabuhaton ana niya nga termino sa ilahaon niya nga local chief executive. So diin idiga nila tanan o i-identify nila daan kung unsay mga risgo sa ilahang area, no? So diin makita nila ang maong risgo, ilang pagabuhatan kanang mga programa diin mo protektar na sa ilahaon niya nga mga constituency. So depende ra gyud na kung unsa gyud priority wise, but si OCD nag-auhag gyud nga tagaan nato og panghingusgan nato ang prevention and mitigation.
In short, walay kapasar.
Ready man, pero ready good actually, ready actually, need lang good og strengthen pa, no? So ingana na siya.
Katong sa audit, lessons learned, and then the Cebu City can also talk about lessons learned kay na yung mga nagingon nga angay ni palitag sat phone pero napoy naguban nga murag nigamit lang og maskaraan nga science and technology mas effective pa gani kaysa sat phone.
Good morning, Stanan, and good morning to our hosts, Ma'am Andy and Sir Eric, and also to our guests. By the way, I'm Rhafael Luche. I'm with the Office of Civil Defense under the Operations Section. And also to add to the statement of Ma'am Riza regarding the question of our host on the how prepared is our LGU, sir. Here at OCD, we also have this program. We have the Gawad Kalasag program, wherein it is a set of a monitoring and evaluation tool wherein we will monitor and evaluate the DRM programs of the respective LGU. So we have a series of checklists in order to see and assess how the LGUs are implementing the different DRM programs through the 4 thematic areas. So with this checklist, this will also prepare them and capacitate them in order to address certain concerns, particularly in not only in response but also in rehabilitation, in capacity building, in preparedness, and also in mitigation. And again, for this month, as what was said earlier, we are now observing the National Disaster Resiliency Month, and sort of a history background of it. It started as what was shared by Ma'am Joy. We used to have it as the National Disaster Consciousness Month. It was started in 1988, no? So this was aimed to just to create awareness, no, and appreciation sa mga government efforts leading to disaster. But before, it used to be National Disaster Consciousness Week. However, in the year 2017, through Executive EO number 29, it was renamed into the National Disaster Consciousness Month na siya. Resiliency Month, with more focus on the word resiliency, meaning being able to go back to normal, being able to spring back to normal. So we had now more focus on resiliency rather than just consciousness and awareness.
Makatabang ka to akong last question. Ang atong ahensya buhatong murag FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Administration, para one-stop na lang tanan, hasta insurance, kamoy nag-manage, and then sa pagtabang sa mga kabalayang naguba, inana ba? And then appeal po ng flooding, inana.
I think maybe this being considered, sir, by the legislators na to, no? But, in fact, after the Republic Act 121 was enacted, there was a provision there on the sunset review. And the latest news we had with the Satong Congress, they were also trying to make another department, no, the Disaster Resiliency Department, and I think it's in the third reading, ma'am, no, and we're still waiting for what would be the outcome of that bill, being set by the legislators, converting the Office of Civil Defense into a department with its own secretary, and we will be renaming it to the Disaster Resiliency Department.
Ma'am Hernandez, and then I'll go to Harold. Nabay mga structures over streams din sa Cebu City nga will be murag mahimo bang hazardous or risky to ba sa atong mga tao din sa Cebu City. Nabay mga gitukod over these areas.
Okay, sige. I would give the floor to Sir Harold Alcontin, being in the local government unit.
Thank you, ma'am. May buntag sa tanan. No, I'm Harold Alcontin, ang atong operations head sa atong Cebu City Risk Reduction Management Office. No? So, siguro, una ang katong question nga, kuwanto, sir? Ang ato ang city, na kuha ba na siya na first ani is ang Executive Order 12-9 katong nahimo tang office, no, under the mayor's office, and then ang natay resolution nga nahimo na tang department, no, 2017. So ang atong office, no, na natay department head, assistant department head, and the rest of the divisions, no? So mga around naami diha mga around 200 plus, no. So ang ato in terms of resiliency month, no, ang atong program number 1 ang go back ta sa atong barangay level, no, kay ang amo yung target is ang barangay manggod ang first responder, no, in any disasters and calamities, no. So we strengthened sa ato ang barangay base, no. So nag-in place ta diha barangay responder. So kung nakabantay mo sa ato ang mga first mga number 1 nga hazard is ang sunog, no, makita mo nga daghan na kay tag mga fire truck, no. Muna ang effort sa between barangay ug ang ato ang Cebu City government, no, nga kuan gud siya nag-strengthen sa ato ang pag-response, no, sa ato ang kanang hazard na fire. So every barangay has there is urban areas na natay mga kaugulingong responder, no, nga wala na sila moingon ka magsalig gali sa ato ang Bureau of Fire, nga sila mismo kung naa sila ilang insidente na sila maka-assess sila, maka-respond sila kana siya. That is the effort of also sa effort nato sa ato ang Cebu City Risk Reduction Management Office para pag-strengthen sa ato ang barangay nga BDRRMC, no. Based sa atong balaod, no, kinanglan ang ato ang barangay naagid sila karoyingon nga barangay Disaster Risk Reduction Management Committee. So kana sila kagulingong structure. So ang program nato within 100 years, no, 100 days ni Mayor Mike atong gi saad niya nga mo strengthen me sa barangay good mismo. Mo na siya number 1 nato. And then number 2 sa resilient month nato nga ato ang gitrabaho karon sa under the leadership of Ma'am Rhafael RC, no, nga ang kaning amo ang gitawag og pag-institutionalize ato ang incident command system, no, nga kinanglan mag-usarag language ang amo ang response, no, dili mi mag-iyahay para at least ang ato ang mga police, Bureau of Fire, atong barangay responders, ato ang dream of responders, usar gyud, no, dili sila magbuot-buot o sa ilaha kay ang pag-response sa insidente importante kayo ang coordination. So diha i-focus na namo nga mahimo namo mga ang paggamit sa incident command system ma-institutionalize na good within 100 days ni Mayor, no. Number 3 is ang atong office naa natay mga daghan nga ekipo, no, fire truck, ato ang tanker, ato ang rescue truck, ato ang mga responders nga trained na kayo sila, no. Kay ang Cebu City manggod very alive in disaster, no. Pero halos taga every other week, no, dagko ang sunog, no. Dili na ba siya yung ginagmay gud tag 50 ka balay, tag 100 ka balay, no. Murag say di na may katog ba, no, daghan kay mga evacuation nga mag-implement sa camp coordination, camp management. So gingunta nga medyo kuan na kay sila kanang season na in terms of response, no. Ang ato mangod ani kung mahimo lang wala na tay response, so that's why we go back to community based risk reduction and management, no. Amo silang i-straighten kung saon nila nga ma-identify nilang hazard, no, sa ilang barangay. Unya matagaan nila sa ilang plan atong ipapokus nila ang prevention, mitigation o disaster preparedness. Kung himo wala na tong response, no, kay kung magsige lang tag response murag dili matabang, no, aya daghanay no ng mga injuries, mga fatalities, no. So diha atong i-straighten ang peacetime nga gitawag nitong pre-disaster, we will focus on prevention, mitigation, and disaster preparedness. Dan mo na ang programa sa amo ang office karon nga gi-priority sa ato ang head na si Ma'am RC nga kinanglan we go down to the barangay level and then we conduct disaster preparedness.
Sir Harold, ako,
yes, sir.
Kato ako pangutana nga kay flooding apil maguna sa kuan sa problema sad no sa mitigation nato. Napay mga structures over sa mga sapa nga na-identify na nato nga angay sigurong tangtangon para ma-mitigate po nato ng flooding o mapagungan nato. Are there any plans to try to relocate them or to put them in a different place?
Yes, sir. We go back sa ato ang project sa una nga gitawag og 3 meter easement and river restoration, no. Katong panahon pa sa una ni Mayor Mike sa 2012, no. 3 meter easement and gitawag na mog RR3E, no. Nata diha ang enforcement education. Ang karon nakita nato no nga nagka-minus-minus na ang kanang naatay gitawag natong informal settler sa river kay because of the project of the DPWH. But ato pa yung kanang murag i-push nga kana yung mga danger zone nga ni-define nato sa 7 major rivers sa city kinahanglan ato yun ang ma-relocate. That's why ang programa ni Mayor Mike nga natong medium rise building for intended sa ato mga informal settlers labi na naa sa medyo kanang danger zone. So na-identify na nato together with the kanang sa ato ang Division of Welfare of Urban Poor, no, nakatagging na sila. Ang ato na is more on the implementation together with DPWH. So kung nakita ninyo sa mga rivers uban like Kinalumsan, nakapahawa na nato ginahinay katong sa CIT nga very dugay gyud kayo nga problema nga during sa ato ang kanang dako kayo nga kanang kusukeng uwan, always diha we risk our lives good nga mo sungsong dito para lang pag-evacuate nila, no. So one time mahimo kay kinanglam sa tag kanang sana kanang ato ang ato jo evacuate kay para safe sila bakit kusog kayo ang tubig nga mosaka karong panahon na grabe na kayo ang ang precipitation, no. So usak like for example ato ang July 6.
Sir Harold, ako sang pangutana liban sa mga informal settlers na ba yung mga dagkong negosyo nga nagitukod over kaning mga sapa nga angay natong kuan. Ato sigurong kilalang istoryahan ba?
Yes, sir. Actually during sa ato ang kuan, sir, katong drainage master plan nga formulation o katong sa ato ang consultation, bag-o lang no. Naa gyud tay mga business establishment nga naa gyud mismo tungtong sa mga kasapaan, no. No, unya ato na nag-identify dugay naman na siya na-identify unya ang atong city planning karon bag-o lang, no. Bag-o lang gyud mi nag-meeting, coordination meeting tungod atong niaging kusukeng uwan, no. Gipa-identify ang mga priority nga mga rivers nga naay mga dagko kayong establishment kay magkandak sila og murag coordination meeting unsay angay buhaton unsa say matabang nila regarding sa kanang river nga ilang gitungtungan kay kasagaran during sa ato ang response, no, makit-an gyud nato nganong kusog kayo ang tubig gikan sa babaw pangos urban because minaro naman gud ang atong waterways, no. Basta munaro ng waterways kusog kay mo taas ang level, kusog kay mo banlas diri sa urban area. Unya ang urban area daghan kayo ang mga establishment nga nakatungtong sa atong kasapaan. So mahitabo asa sila mo aslay adto gyud sa ato dalan, no. Nya apektado day nang atong mga kasikbit nga mga sityos nga medyo ubos sila, no. So diha ang nakita namo kinanglan atong i-dredging atong rivers unya kasagaran 80% sa nakita na mo nga nag-clog up because of the garbage. So siguro ang among gi-recommend sa ato ang planning at sa same time sa sisindro og sa ato ang DPS nga atong i-straighten or implement klaro ang ato ang solid waste, no, nga kuan o katang atong gitawag og kanang segregation kay nakit-an man jud namo nga during sa ato ang pag-response nibuto ang mga drainage because na-clog up siya sa mga plastic, no, garbage ang number one nga kanang rason nganong dali ra kay sa tamo baha.
Is this the major reason as to what happened last week, Sir Harold? Kay nag-viral gyud ang mga videos, especially dito sa Barangay Tisa, ang gagabukal-bukal ang kanal, nang lutaw ang mga sakyanan, na ay uban nga kalesa na lang ang gigamit nga modes of transportation kay dili na maagian og sakyanan. Unsa man gihinungdan, if you could give us a summary report as to what happened sa mga sunod-sunod nga pag-uwan o pagbaha ni atong miaging semana, Sir Harold.
So niagi semana, no, we have 20 barangays affected sa ato ang flooding. Mostly on the coastal areas sa south, no, because ang katong during sa kanang atong pidra sa Pag-asa, no, ang ato ang dagkom diha gyud sa south ni bundak unya dili ra ba ingon ta light, no, ditso sa kanang heavy to intense, no, so kusog kayo ang iyang pagbundak mo nya dali kay siya ni saka ang tubig. Nakita namo because we are there, no, nga nagkandak daymi og evacuation diha sa Tisa, Sitio Manol, Sitio kanang usana kanang Mangga and other sa Labangon. Dito siya ni saka kay grabe naman ang kanang tubig unya wala na siya ni agis drainage ngano man because clog up man siya, no, nya kulang siya desilting, no, pasabot mga sanay saan ba kanang mga o bunbon mga nana sa mga drainage, no, kuwang siya maintenance labi na sa sudlunan nga areas unya ang kana jung area sa Tisa kuan maguna siya lupa ba, no, so mura siya basin, so dali gyud kay siya nakasaka ang tubig because kung imo sang tanawon wala na sa tay natural infiltration bed diri sa city, no, puros na simentado, puros na espalto, so tanan ang tubig na namuagis daan, so unya gamay pa gyud ang drainage, no, kay ang drainage sa una dili na pwede karon kay daghan naman tagtao, daghan nagbuilding sa babaw, so tanan adto na moagi, so dili na maka-cope up, so siguro maons usa na sa tan-awon nun sa ato ang DPW, mukandak sila og kanang inventory sa atong drainage kung kaya pa ba ning mga drainage sa inani nga precipitation. Kay naman tay data sa Pag-asa nga grabe kayo ang ato ang rainfall atong panahon na. So usa na pod sa among gi-recommend sa atong city planning nga makandak sila og kanang inventory sa drainage. At the same time nakita nato sa atong city grabe kayang urbanized ba. Nakita nato ang bukid wala purti ng kanang daghan na kayog na muyo, no, so nakit-an po namo during at that kanang situation nga kusog kay uwan ang puti nga kanang gikan sa bukid abot sa ubos, so pasabot na ang ilang mga mitigation dito or gitawag na tong infra dito for flood wala na mo function kay nilahos naman ang tubig sa ubos. So ang atong engineering, atong city disaster, no, nagkandak nag-assessment dito sa babaw, anya nakita namo nga nguban dito ang mga drainage di gyud ka cope up kay kasagaran dito more on the gamay ramon kayo ang mga drainage nila, so kay nang napadak-on jud to siya, so usa na sa ato ang gibuhat right after katong na kuan ang kusog nga uwan, no, so we already submit our recommendations to the city planning kay usa na sila sa patawag sa ato ang mga concerned agencies and stakeholders regarding flood.
Thank you so much, Sir Harold. This time, we would now open the floor to questions from our friends from the media. Sir Choi, would you like to start?
Good morning, everybody. I will address my question to Mr. Alcontin. No? I think it seems to me you are a very dedicated. Ang ako lang impression mo, you're a very dedicated government personnel, no? Ako, I have been in the media for more than 40 years. Akong naobserbahan, kanang-tanan nga imong gisulti, that has been said, 1 million times, sukad pa niya ito, 40 na katuig, siging tuyok-tuyok, istorya nga, dissolution, maune mo kana. Pero it seems to me, the problem is getting worse, no? And sakto to yung mong gingon nga ang atong syudad karon daghan kay mga bagong building but the drainage system seems to be antiquated nga dili makatubag sa requirements sa mga bagong edifice, no? Now, I don't know if you will agree with me. Why don't we suggest to the mayor or the powers that be that you are under with, suggest na lang mo create some department of disastrous politician who keeps on promising the solution of this problem. Nangamatay ng akong mga kauban sa media, nga kanang problema gatuyok-tuyok mga jogging spwinti. Kunya all promises, no? Like for example kanang giingon nimo nga mga estero nagkagamay, that's true. Nanay mga building on top of it, na ay kwan. And we are not lacking in laws. National Building Code, we have that. City ordinances, naana. Ano wa man gina ma-accomplish? So I think I would suggest to you, are you agreeable nga i-appeal na lang sa imong department na kanang Department of Disastrous Politician para ato nang doon natay mitigation, ana? Okay ka ba na, ana, Sir Harold?
Sir, thank you kay sa imong kuan ako, sir, nga I'm a dedicated employee, sir.
Yeah,
no?
but I could sense when I see one, no? Ikaw, kuan yun mo, mayo yun mong kuan. Pero, you know, you're only up to that level. Pero if you are strong enough, i-suggest na nga, you can bring my name, nga i-suggest si Choy Turalba nga, ibutang na lang nag-appeal sa imong department kanang mitigation sa mga disastrous politician who keeps on promising nga hantod karon our problem is becoming worse. Or you suggest nga ang kanang estero o sapa, ibalhin na lang nasdan, himuon na lang nagdaan ang estero. I think that's a better suggestion, Sir Harold. Yeah, another question, one. Pautanan ako ni kining sa Office of the Civil Defense, no? I think kanang dugay naman kay ng suggestion nga to put up kanang evacuation center nga that can withstand typhoon. That has been promised for more than, if I'm not mistaken, almost 15 years na. There are a lot of politicians saying that. Sa inyong data gathering, doon na ba yung mga LGU na who have accomplished that plan to put up a typhoon resilient or evacuation center that can withstand kanabang calamity? Do you have that in your data?
Okay, daghang salamat, Sir Choi. No, about sa evacuation centers, nanatay mga gipang priority nga mga LGU diin nakapundo na ni ana pinaagi sa DPWH nga nag-construct na sila. Actually na naginahuman, no, turnover na ni Office of Civil Defense sa local government unit. So nagkatag na siya sa nagkailaing probinsya sa Region 7. So karon ongoing gihapon ang DPWH sa uban nga mga request sa utang mga local government unit diin mag-provide lang sila kanato o atong requirement usab para ma-comply po na ang ilahang gusto nga evacuation center. So dako-dako manggod pod ang luti, no, nga gipangayo ni DP at least 3,000 square meters to cover the 3-in-1 facility, Sir Choi, para makapatukod og evacuation center. So karon strategically located sa atong mga evacuation center adto na nakita sa Siquijor, adto na pod kita gipamutang sa Bohol og sa Negros Oriental og sa Cebu. To count ang na-turnover na nato sa gipamutang nga mga evacuation center na anata sa mga 60% sa gi-request, no, sa atong local government unit. Og hantod karon nagpadayon ang construction sa maong mga evacuation center dito sa atong nagkalain-lain nga local government units.
Okay. One last question ni Engineer Allan. Engineer Allan, good morning. Kininalang ko punguntahan na
morning,
because nakita mo ko na akong original plan ng CCLEX. Ang landing ni Ana Atos Birama. And that is the original plan. What I saw, no, I don't know what happened. Pero it seems to me nga ang CCLEX karon naagyod landing sa SM. Dili ka tungod nga ang BDO dakog exposure or guarantee sa inyong kompanya nga naagyod gipatugpa sa incoming development nila diha. Ang katunoon nga para sa Birama na cut short to. Mangutana lang ko nimo sa point of clarification nga ang original plan adto gyud tugpa sa Birama. Thank you.
Yeah, Sir Choi, no? Well, ang original plan gyud ana, sakto ka Sir Choi nga naa siya rampa nga mulanding sa Birama. But kanang rampa sad karon nga nilanding sa SRP, that's part of the original plan actually. So all of these were conceptualized as early as 2016-15. Kanang sa SM Ayala, timing na siguro nga naagyod mo landing sa ilang atubangan ang kanang atong exit ramp o kanang entrance ramp or on ramp diha sa SRP. But in fairness naman, there's already a request coming from Cebu City and from Mayor Mike Rama that we will revive katong Birama ramp para ang katong mga motorists from Mactan who doesn't need to go to SRP, pwede na mo right turn, landing ka dito sa Birama. Naana siya, sir, as part of the original plan. I confirm that.
And then, katapusan ni putana ha, ni Sir Harold. Sir Harold, agreeable ba ka nga ang inyong head abogado sa disaster? Will it not be another disaster? Abogado mo head sa disaster department? I am not, wako makaingon nga nakaminos ko sa head of the department. Pero it seems to me, coming from your end as an expert on disaster work, okay ba mo nga abogado mo lead ninyo sa disaster? Kay di ko kasabot nga may balao diha nga hubaron anang disaster.
Sa ako lang sir is that pwede bisag kinsa ang mo lead, no? Basta importante naka-undergo siya og training and experience niya sa disaster management. Kay kaning kung disaster dili nini mo may eskwelahan ug unsay kurso diha, but trainings, no? We undergo trainings for how many years, no? O na matestingan ka on the experience nimo. Pero ang abogado dako siya advantage, you know, because kasagaran nato nga i-implement during sa ato operations na gibalaod, no? Mas advantage kay siya, no? Unta makatabang siya labi na pag-implement anang ato ang water code nga naatay 3 meter easement, no? It takes mga legal kuan ba. So dako kay na siya labi na sako ang side katilaw ng kog kiha Mahiga River manggali nakadaog mi. So kinanglan jud unta og imuhang labaw, no? Kamao gyud sa legal, no? Dako kayo advantage. Pero kung inyong kag disaster management kinanglan gyud training niya an experience may kinanglan sa disaster management. Yes. Sir.
Good morning, everyone. Desiree Padilla from CCTN Banat News. To Sir Harold, Sir, pila gid ka informal settlers o business establishments ang atong na-identify nga naa sa 7 major rivers nato sa Cebu City? Thank you.
Last time na amuan ng na-inventory, mga sobrata sa mga 4,000, no? Kanang structures nga naa gyud diha. No? That was 2018 namo nang kuan nga kanang inventory. So karon nadugang na sinakuha because of the project of the DPWH, no? So mao na siya ang initial na mo nga baseline sa mga informal settlers nga naagad sa within 3 meter easement sa ato ang river, 7 major rivers.
Nabatay timeline, sir, to evacuate sila or ibalhin sila og laing lugar para masugdan to ang pag-recover sa 3 meter easement na to?
Kana siya dili ko ka tubagan na because that is the DWOP or the division of the Wornpor nga task, no, nga asa sila i-relocate sa kuan. But ang karon ang ato ang priority, no, usa na siya nga labi na sige na gyud taon kanong moabot nga beer, no, kaning mo ni grabe ang uwan. So we kuan kanang coordinate with the engineering, the city planning, and the kanang sa DWOP na to nga kinahanglan gyud ta ma-fasten ang ilahang pag-relocate kay dili ta gusto nga maparihat ta sa uban nga LGUs nga nabanlas ba ang ilahang mga structures o nga dili lalim ang mogingon tag mutawag og rescue, no? Kay una lisod magmingon ta mutawag rescue, mas mayo ta mag-preemptive ta kaysa mag-rescue ta, no? So mo na ato. So for the meantime karon nga natay mga incoming nga mga hazard, we always have the pre-disaster risk assessment. Kung naagyod, then we will implement the preemptive evacuation.
May buntag no, Engineer Alfon. So pagkakaroon engineer, makaimong ka para sa public relation itong mga violators. So ato gipatuman karon ang maximum tolerance as of now sa mga violators.
Yes sir, murag maigo og gamay ana nga murag ato lang i-tolerate, no, but as much as possible og naa dito among patrol amo gyud madlungon dayon. I don't know if the right term is maximum tolerance. Ang amo lang siguro is balancing public relations with our co-Cebuanos ba.
Okay. Enjoy kasi atong plano or atong target nga year nga magtukod og bisita center katong plano na to.
Well, karon amo na nang gibuhat ang plano, so hopefully before the year ends na siyang bisita center.
So this year gito siya ang bisita center.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. Salamat kayo Enjoy Alfon na
Wala isa pa yan,
Sir Harold Alcontin. Kumusta na atong usa na status sir sa atong command center nga duol sa CCMC?
Yes sir, no mo na sa mo ang priority karon in the leadership sa ato ang office ni Ma'am Marcy nga kinahanglan na gyud may amuang command center nga the same time office na mo kay kami karon wa gyud may office, no. So nagkatag-katag mi, although part sa na sa mo ang strategy for preposition of resources nga namin north ug south, but for the meantime nami karon sa Bilyana, no, sa grandstand. Ang status karon is ang akong na-receive nga instruction ni Mayor nga ipa-check ang status sa katong dito sa sitom nga karaan, no, kay gusto man niya nga ana gyud niya ibutang. But as to pagtukod, wa pa koy kanang information regarding sa pagtukod kay previously mura man og kanong dito man na sa Block 27, no. So gusto niya ana gyud niya mismo sa sentro niya ibutang because previously amo mo gunang gikandakan og assessment kanang assessment sa ato ang kanang area nga kuan kay nato, no, kanang sana accessibility mo gi-consider ang iyahang lugar pod, no, walay hazard, walay kung adto man gud sa Block 27 durog sapa, no, bahaon. So diha sa Inbacalso medyo kuan gyud siya kanang plastada kayo, strategic kayo ang location. So mo na iyang gusto nga ana ibutang. So far sa ingon ta pag-build the process, wa pa koy information regarding sa kanang ihang papilis to unsa na status karon.
Good morning, everyone. This question is for Engineer Allan Alfon. CCLEX is a game changer for both livelihood and business. That's a given. And it's another given that the bridge is the new business asset per se of the area. So my question would be, in the next 5 years, how do you see this bridge contributing, or will it still be contributing to the boom in business, people in both Cordova and Cebu, particularly in the SRP area? And follow-up question po, are there any rules and reminders that the motorists and drivers or everyone in the public should remember when it comes to crossing the bridge?
Yeah, thank you for that question, ma'am. No? Well, as you can see right now, we can have modesty aside, we can tell you that CCLEX is now contributing to the economy of Cebu, no? Not just even the economy of Cebu, but also in Central Visayas as well. Okay, in the next 5 years, I'm sure the contribution will be more because once you have a better connection links, no, between Cebu and Mactan or Cordova through the initiative of our government partners, the Department of Public Works and Highways, the City of Cebu to Mayor Mike Rama, and the municipality of Cordova to Mayor Suan. I'm sure a lot more investments will come in. Definitely, that will follow. On your second question, well, the basic reminder that we would like to tell our motorists is, please just do observe traffic rules. As simple as that. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Follow-up question lang, Engineer Allan. Consult na ba si Mayor Ahong Chan sa inyo with regards to the connection of the LELEX to CCLEX?
Yes. Yeah, we had meetings, ma'am, no, in the past about our project. During that time, we were still completing CCLEX, and si Mayor Ahong Chan gave us the time to see him in the office and then talk about the projects of Lapu-Lapu City. Not just even LLEX or the Lapu-Lapu Expressway, but all other projects and initiatives that he's coming up. For example, how can we cooperate with the city of Lapu-Lapu and Cordova on the improving traffic flow, no, from CCLEX to Cordova and Lapu-Lapu City. So these are one of the initiatives that our Honorable Mayor Ahong Chan gave us his precious time in our meetings since 2 years ago. Yeah, definitely we had consultations.
Okay.
I have a question for our disaster experts. Okay, kaning naay mga pananaw nga murag we are overdeveloping our mountain areas. Does that augur well for the safety of our people, or should there be some kind of break in terms of the continuous development? Kay murag hazardous areas labi na sa padung sa Buzay, no, murag apil na siguro sa hazard map nato, no. So unsa inyong pananaw na?
Okay, sige. So, about anang mga development, dugay naman yun na silang nagsugod, no? Mga 2000 pa, doon na mga development labi na sa atong mga bukirang barangay diin. Nakita nato ang uban ni ana peligroso usab, no, sa atong mga constituency. So, manghinaot lang untata kung kinsa man gyud tong authority, no, nga naay gahom, no, nga mo regulate anang mga development kay ato pong balansihon, no, ang atoon yang ang katawhan pod nga nagpuyo dihanaw niya ang agriculture sometimes ma-compromise manggod pod siya diin dako kay nag-epekto kanato unya inig abot unya sa panahon nga puro na lang simentado, no, unya ang atong area labi na sa kabukiran nato o kaning mga highly urbanized cities, so tan-awon po na, no, balansihon na nato dihang dapita og kaning dili manggod pod basta-bastang makapatukod ka og struktura og di ka mangayo pod og kanang certification gikan sa atong mga ahensya. So nay uban ni ana ni Pasar og ang uban ni ana siguro wa ta kahibaw kung unsay pamaagi nga ilang gibuhat ni ana. So natay Mines and Geosciences Bureau nga mohatag nato og igo pod na nga kuan, no, pag inspection unya sa yuta nga ilang pagatukuran sa ingon o kanang ang nahitabo mangud karon diri sa Cebu City, no, o urbanized city nga daghan na kay mga development, so ma-hamper pod, no, ang agriculture nato dihang dapited diin dako po kay siya epekto sa ato niya nga mga lumulupyo.
And also to add, sir, is that there have been already been studies being conducted, particularly sa sa Cebu province, no, especially that majority of the island is tumatawag as karst region. So I think this should be taken also in consideration before structures will be built up in these areas. And also, we also have the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, particularly the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, with the capability to check and evaluate if these areas is conducive for this type of development. And with this, we also call on the LGUs who will end up to be the ones who will be giving out the permits before these structures are built. No, to please take into considerations the recommendations of these national agencies and also these other organizations who are conducting these studies.
To Ma'am Riza Joy Hernandez, ma'am. Good morning. Ma'am, naka-mention ka ganina nga like ready or preparado nga to ang mga LGU but kinahanglan lang siya i-strengthen. For the record, unsa gyud nga mga aspeto sa pagtubag sa disaster sa LGU ang angay gyud nga hatagan og pagtagad, ma'am. Given ready sila but every time nga nay mga katalagman like atong audit muratag nakalitan kay bag-o sa atong pananaw or sa atong pamati bitaw. Thank you.
Daghang salamat, DC. Okay, ang LGU manggod nato kung mayong tag ready sa ilahang perspective gyud sa local government unit, ready good sila in the event nga ilan nang gi-exertanan ilahang effort no para ni ana. But ang ato manggong gitawag nga natural disaster na po na siya mga nagkadaiya nga characteristics. No, once mo igo na siya, dili nato na siya ma-underestimate kay posible nga mas kusog na siya karon, brought about by the aggravation of climate change and global warming. So dihang dapita kung naigo na ta, so ato sigong tan-awon unsa may kulang nato, unsa may problema nato, ato bang gisunod ang standard nga gihatag sa national nato being the policy making body nga mao ni atong pagabuhaton dihang dapita sa atong mga local government unit diin ato bang gi-follow ang 4 thematic area aduna ba kitay mga programa ni ana nga gipahigayon para kita manggod sa local government unit kitay nakahibaw kung unsa man gyud ang piligro nga naata dihang dapita in the event nga mauigo ng mga kalamidad na unya diha. So sila mismo nakahibalo sila but then again ang ilahang usay gyud na atay ingong giani ba nga kanang pwede na kana gamoy ka sige kung baga manyana habit nahitabo na nimo before but wala ka ma-cut on no sa imuhang lesson ni adtong mga naagi. So kailangan imo na siyang giingon nga build back better. So kung kag build back better or build back stronger, at least ang gikusgon or ang gilig-unon unya sa imong mga struktura nga himuon inday nga naigo sa kalamidad, mas stronger siya kung tan-aw nato na pulo kapilo, no? 10 times siya para kung mobalik ng maong kalamidad og maura gihapon iyang gikusgon, maura pod ang imong gibeld, so definitely kuan na. So kailangan makatunta sa mga lesson nato. So ato nang pag-aestudyuhan. So unsa man pay angayan natong buhaton. Diin ato pong capacitate no to include ang atong mga kaning civil society organization no ang community gyud dako kay na sila impact dihang dapita kay sila man mismo ang unag yung maigan. So usahay kita kami sa regional makabalita na lang mi nga adunay kalamidad. So kailangan na atay gitawag nga bayanihan nila dito sa ubos diin ato pong giawhag sila nga maghigayon sila og kaning twinning ba per local government unit or clustering para magtinabangay sila ditong dapita sa dili pa moabot ang national government agency. So tan-aw lang nato ug unsay mga lesson na to nga nakatuna ni adto. So dihang dapita daghan na kay tag mga programa nga pwede natong pagabuhaton og moabot ang kalabidad og balik. So siguro maging ready na or andam na kitang tanan.
I would like also to add to the statement of Ma'am Joy. No? First of all, we in the national government agency had always been advocating that disaster preparedness is everyone's business. So let us not rely everything sa LGU, no? Because as far as the national government is concerned, when it comes to policy, legislation, training, and even in the crafting of the contingency plan and DRM plans, we have been doing this and cascading this down to the LGU. However, if with all these legislations, policies, but if we, the citizens or their citizens, does not care or does not give importance on disaster preparedness, then the problem will still remain to be the same. No? That is why in our theme this month, which is for the NDRM 2022, Sambayanang Pilipino nagkakaisa tungo sa katatagan at maunlad nga kinabukasan, this only emphasizes that this is everyone's business, and to emphasize on the statement of Ma'am Joy wherein she used the word bayanihan. So this is a call for unity for us to be prepared in terms of disaster response.
So, yes, join ko sa ato ang mga national agencies labi na sa OCD no nga kinanglan we go back sa ato ang pinakaubos gyud dato nga kanang local government. Kay mao mo gyud na number 1 nila nga kuan kana sa natrabaho nga sila gi first responders, so kinanglan ato sila gi i-capacitate. That's why kanang usa sa programa sa ato ang OCD kanang community based DRRM ato nang i-implement sa Cebu City para sila pod no mismo ma-strengthen ang ilahang BDRRMC kay baylo naa man gyud kinanglan ang gitawag og Barangay Disaster Risk Reduction Management Committee nga which is munay mo handle mura sad siya og kanang office sa city nga nag-create no gi-create siya para in response to any disasters and calamities.
Sa di pa ta muhatag og higayon sa itong mga panelists nga muhatag silang mga announcements. Ano ko pahabol nga question for Engineer Allan. Sir, one of the most anticipated events this year after the 2-year pandemic is the upcoming Ironman triathlon, and we believe that CCLEX is part of this, specifically for the bike race. Unsa itong mga pagpangandam, and will the bridge be fully closed on that day, August 7? If ako masayo.
Yeah, Andy, salamat. No? Well, naano tayong mga series of meetings with the organizers, the group of Princess Galora, so Sunrise Events. No? As a matter of fact, ugma naapod tayo meetings with the organizers together with the local government units involved from Cordova, Lapu-Lapu, Cebu City. Well, sa atong CCLEX pohon kayong August 7 sa Ironman, nag-andam na punta. As a matter of fact, amo nang gimit ang atong mga patrol crew, no? Kay of course, the bridge will be fully closed. Kaya naaman sa full closure sa SRP.
Okay.
So may tabo is walagi makaagi sa CCLEX.
The whole day ni siya, Engineer?
No, murag early morning up to 8 or 9 in the morning, no?
Okay.
Yeah, murag na mga basta buntag na siya.
Okay.
So nag-anda po ta ana. Ang kuan gani ana is part of our ginatanaw is para safety pod sa atong mga bikers. Maski mga pedestrians, di nato i-allow pasudlon didto sa CCLEX. Kay mo may request good sa mga organizer kay basin ubang pedestrians mo ambak bitaw from the sidewalk, mo jump over the median, and then mag-aliw niya sa atong mga bikers. So delikado man.
So katong mga supporters sa mga atong athletes, di sad good pwede allowed sa area nga mo cheer.
Dili. Kaya anyway, pag bike ni ana, though it's almost 8.9 kilometers, pero kaning mga bikers kusog man sila mo bisikleta, dali lagi na maabot sa tumoy. So probably ang uban ana mga drone shots na lang tingali. Basta kami for the safety of everybody, including our onlookers or pati onlookers at bikers, di gud ta mo-allow.
Lastly lang, Engineer Allan, gusto lang sad nato i-acknowledge atong mga live viewers who are watching this forum through our live stream on MyTV Cebu's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Doon nalay concern about the kuan daw, Engineer, the fees charged by the app to load. Naiuban nga Express nga naa kuno medyo high daw ang charges. If we could explain the reason behind na may service fee, Sir Allan, no? When I'm looking at your infographics here, so there's a 1.98% service fee charge based on your reload amount. So sample computation, if your reload amount is 100 pesos, dun ay service fee nga 1.98, so the credited load is only 98.0 too. So if you could elaborate on this. And I know that they will also be having a specific press conference this Wednesday regarding this, but just to also enlighten our viewers right now, would you like to give us further explanation on this, Engineer?
Yeah. Well, to explain, di man tingin na taas i-explain, ang kanang 1.98 service is just a service fee, no? Kay naamantay murag bank charges, kay naamantay mga partners pod nga nga nakalink aning atong app. So this is something that it's just plain and simple service fee. But if you want to reload nga wala mo'y charges, then maadto lang mo sa among reloading centers, sa among customer service center. You give cash and then your RFID will be
Full.
loaded or reloaded. Full amount, walay
Transaction fee.
walay transaction fee.
Ah, okay. So tungod ni sa katong mga affiliated banks.
Correct. Yes, Andy. Yeah, by the way, before kung basig makalimot unya ko,
Yes, sir.
ang atong mga motorcycles dahil less than 400cc, if
Yes.
you're aware, ato namang gi-allow mo access, no? So nasa na sila kaugalingon nilang lane. Yan ay blue line, so that's their lane that they should exclusively use para safe po sila. These are the motorcycles 125 to 399cc. And then the same, amo sa lang gina-encourage ng atong mga motorcycles na magpa-register po sila.
Right.
Sa atong website, na amtay website, is libre ang registration and stickering sa cclex.com.ph. Libre karon ang pagpa-register ang stickering.
All right.
Salamat,
Sige,
salamat,
so
Andy.
this time we would like to give our panelists the honor of giving their final announcements. Do na ba mo mga activities nga buot i-plug on behalf of the different organizations that you represent? Engineer Allan, would you like to start?
Well, magpasalamat lang ko sa ni Andy, ni Sir Eric, o sa atong mga panelists din no, sa taga Office of Civil Defense, o taga sa Cebu City Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office. Nga gi-allow me nila ni Andy, ni Sir Eric to clarify certain issues and probably for CCLEX to increase or enhance the consciousness of our motoring public. When you cross CCLEX, please observe traffic rules and regulations. And not just even CCLEX, wherever you're driving, please be safe. Please don't text. Just observe traffic rules and regulations. Well, that's all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Engineer Allan. Our friends from OCD, Engineer Luche.
So for this month, I would like to invite everyone to please visit our page, Civil Defense Central Visayas, and we also have certain activities for this month. We have the tagline writing contest, and we also have the music composition contest. We also have the resiliency video contest. This is all about what is inside your go bag. A family that prepares together is safe together. And third concept would be the para kanino ka bumabangon. So for more information, please visit our FB page for the mechanics on joining this contest.
Unsay prizes ani sir para maengganyo ta mo apil?
Secret.
Okay, so in addition to that, ang Office of Civil Defense would have the following trainings, mag-conduct trainings labi na to capacitate sa atong private and public individuals and local government unit. So ang atong trainings nga ginahatag sa ubos is the basic disaster risk reduction management training, naputay community-based disaster risk reduction and management training, natay training on the incident command system, pila ni 4 ka level ni ang atong training for the ICS. Napote training ginahatag nga rapid damage assessment and needs analysis training. Aduna pud kitay gipahigayon nga post-disaster needs analysis training within to get the severity and the impact of the disaster. Aduna pud kitay training on emergency operations center. Contingency planning training offered by OCD and the local disaster risk reduction and management plan training. So, napod tayo mga skills training, nagipahigayon din mountain search and rescue training. Ado na po kitay kitay water search and rescue training in collaboration with the Philippine Coast Guard. Doon na pud kitay training on collapse structure search and rescue and the training for medical first responders. So kaning mga training ma-access ni nato pinaagi lang sa pagtawag sa Office of Civil Defense diin magpahigayon og training kaninyo o mag-signify lang kita nga magpa-conduct kita og training. Kaning training open sa tanan nga private o public individuals labi na ang atong local government units. Daghang salamat og maayong buntag.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Og atong Government Employee of the Year, matod pa ni Sir Choi. Sir Harold.
Thank you, ma'am. So sa Cebu City, no, among giawhag ang atong mga kabarangayan, atong mga constituente nga magmatngon ta sa ato ang weather nga forecast ato ang pag-asa no natay weather kanang weather forecast nato nga severe weather condition karon na antod sa July 13 siya no magkuan medyo mo kalma no we are sa ato ang office sa Cebu City Risk Reduction Management Office we are on blue alert no pasabot na siya tanan duty no day off on standby ready sa ato ang in case of natay mga insidente so og naay mga insidente diha sa ato ang kabarangayan sa ato ang mga streets no pwede mo contact sa ato ang dial 161 no pwede na to ma-contact ninyo among operation center unya og nasay mga kinanglan og mga kaning nangabali ang kahoy pwede ra mo tawag sa atong office na para maka-response me especially katong mga kinanglan og kana mga medical emergencies pwede ta makaka-dial diha ng dial 161 unya sa atong programa sa atong resilient month no naatay mga gipangbuhat nga mga training sa ato ang mga responders nato unya kung ganahan mo join pwede sad mo maka-join sa ato ang mga trainings no unya pwede mo maka-provide og orientation no, sa ato ang mga program sa Cebu City Risk Reduction Management Office kana lang sa morning.
How about your Facebook page, Sir Harold? Pahapon lang kay murag real-time gyud ang monitoring sa mga baha through Facebook.
Yes, natay FB page na to kanang i-search lang ninyo ang Cebu City DRRMO office no. So makita na ninyo dito. Pwede mo send og message dito then so that maka-response me no. Thank you.
All right. I think our guests deserve a round of applause this morning. Daghan kayong salamat mga ma'am ug mga sir sa inyong paggahin sa inyong oras, inyong insights alang kanamo karong buntaga. Once again to our guests, thank you so much. Sir Eric, thank you as usual.
Salamat sa partner.
All right. So once again to our friends from the media and of course our online viewers who have been consistently supporting us from day one. Daghan kayong salamat and we'll see you again all next Tuesday.